Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, and price. And this week, guys, we are calling this channel All Things Axie because it is Axie Infinity Origin Launch Week. April 7th, they'll be launching the new game of Axie Infinity. We've got to see a gameplay overview on Saturday, which was awesome. We got to see the Jiho himself play against a bunch of the devs at Sky Mavis, and it was super fun to see all of the action going on. We've seen all the leaks of the runes and charms from all of the different classes, guys, including the non-classified runes and charms. And then this week we've got some more going on with some leaks from the team. But I want to talk about the hack that's still being in process, guys. We don't have a lot of information. There was a CNN article put out about that interviewed Jiho in particular, and he said some things that I want to talk about. There was an awesome AMA that Dave versus Axie hosted yesterday. I got to listen to most of that. A bunch of people listening in, a bunch of people chatting, including the season 20 grand champion got to speak from his perspective. Kagi was there, and several others in the space. Guys, I know Jiho was listening, or rather, Gugas was listening as well, and there was a lot of good information. I want to talk about that as well. And then, last but not least, before I leave today, I want to talk you through the process as a U.S. citizen. What you can do if you feel like you want to offload your AXS or SLP onto the Binance chain, and how to get that back into Ethereum, and then change that into USD if you need to. You can do that. You can change it into USD on Binance as well, USDT, USDC, whatever you want, and then transfer that via something like AnySwap into back into your MetaMask from the Binance Smart Chain to the Ethereum chain. So let's get into the process of that, guys. And first and foremost, I want to talk about this interview with Jiho. Some things that were pointed out in particular is that they are going to do their best, absolute best, to replace the funds that were lost, but there is no guarantees, and that's one thing that Jeff, the Jiho Zerlin, if you want to know his real name, not just Jiho or Papa Jiho or whatever you want to call him, co-founder of Axie Infinity and Sky Mavis, he definitely said there's no guarantees in crypto, and that makes a lot of us a little bit freaked out, right? So as investors and scholars and everybody, well, Dave at Dave versus Axie put together some of the quotes here, talking about scholars in particular. During the NFT boom of 2021, the wages for the game were so high that some Filipino players, a lot of scholars are Filipino, were able to earn enough to quit their jobs. But as interest in NFTs has dwindled, the once fat checks have now fallen below the Philippines minimum wage, according to research. So that is currently true. I do think the SLP and the earnings that we can make in Axie Infinity at this time period, now that we don't have Adventure SLP to earn, and we don't have the double earnings that we had back in August of last year, guys, we could earn 300 SLP in a day, and SLP at the time was 6-7 cents per transaction, and now we have a 2 cent SLP. I think is at the current, it's just over 2 cents. Actually, we had a little bit of a pump this morning, so 2.6 cents, which is not terrible. 2.6 cents is better than we've seen. We saw it as low as 0.09 cents, which was definitely super low, and that's the lowest we've saw. It did bounce up pretty high, nearly to 4 cents here, just over 4 cents back in February, and we're heading in that direction now. I do think this pump has more to do with the burn ratio that we're seeing right now. We're seeing an uptick in breeding, and as we have the origin cards all laid out for us as far as what they will do, at least in the alpha version of the game, guys. So I do expect to see continued pumps here as we get further and closer to the game and get on board new players with the free-to-play version of the game. But I want to jump back into what Dave versus Axie said here. These are the quotes that I want to focus on the most. Asked by CNN when users will be able to transfer their Axies to Ethereum again, and Zerlin declined to comment on the timeline. Not until we have everything right, said Zerlin or Jiho. When asked if he thought the hack could be an inside job, Zerlin said absolutely not. He did not hesitate there. Zerlin also would not divulge why the company hadn't discovered the hack until 6 days had gone by, which, you know, it's really tough to swallow, guys. You know, a company with the TVL that they had, the total value locked, or the valuation that they had from investors and the market guys, they should have had somebody, you know, watching this a little closer, at least some alarm bells to see when, you know, the $600 million left the bridge without anybody really noticing for 6 days, and that's just not acceptable, guys. It's not acceptable. I'm sure they've learned from this process. I'm sure they'll put better, you know, things or warnings into place so they know exactly if this was going to happen. In fact, it would stop that from happening if you put some, you know, time or you know, transaction volume or size limits on the transactions, and I'm sure they'll implement that in the future. I know they've already updated how many people need to be involved with a transaction from the bridge, a large transaction from the bridge. So it was a 5 of 9 before, so all 4 of the Sky Mavis nodes that were validating the transactions plus the one DAO node were all used in this transaction. Now there's 4 others that are hosted by other entities, and they were not a part of this hack in particular. But now they've moved it up to 8 of 9, so nobody, you would have to hack all or 8 of the 9 validators to get that such a large transaction off of the network now. So could the company guarantee that the users would not be affected? There's no guarantees in crypto, Jiho says. We founded the company in 2018, but we'll do our best to figure it out. Oh, I'm sorry, who founded the company in 2018? Yes, Joe, just to mention who we're talking about here. So obviously we know who Jiho is, who founded Sky Mavis in 2018 and created the game along with the devs of Axie Infinity. So he is the talking the talking head of the company and of the game guys, and he gives us a lot of information on Twitter in particular. Go follow him on Twitter at Jiho's Axie. So the AMA was pretty interesting. A lot of people were, you know, the thoughts were mostly about the hack in particular. Now, Origin leaks have been coming out all week. We've had 3 or 4 days already of leak action, and the conversation overwhelmingly from Dave and all of the speakers was more about the hack than anything, talking about how Sky Mavis could possibly fund the refund of the you know, $600 million that was taken away from the ecosystem. A lot of people talking about how they're bullish on Axie. A lot of people talking about how they're bearish on Axie. A lot of people asking why it took 6 days. How possibly this could have happened. How we need to, the overwhelming sentiment, I think, the takeaway that I got at least, is as a community, how can we hold Sky Mavis to a higher standard so that this does not happen again? This is a very centralized company. They want to be decentralized in the future, but this has grown so quickly, so fast. And I think, honestly, guys, I think Sky Mavis has just had to you know, run with their hair on fire to make this a functioning ecosystem because it's grown so fast. I don't think they expected to have, you know, millions of daily active users when they started in 2018, let alone you know, even in 2020, guys. I don't think they expected to blow up as much as they did, and I do think that this is a consequence of that growth in particular. But as a community, putting our criticisms out there is probably the best way that we can affect them in the future. And I do think we have to hold them to a higher standard. Now, I don't know how much control we have. Obviously, they are so centralized, and as much as they would like to say they're not, they can do whatever they want with the treasury. There's a lot of people talking about how it's not possible for them to touch the treasury because of what they said. Well, what they said and what they do are two different things, which we've seen over and over again, guys. They've said they're going to do this, and then they've done something else, or they said land was going to be ready for gameplay in 2020, and then they changed the date and to sometime in 2022, or sorry, 2021 is when they wanted to, by December 2021 is when they wanted to have land available for play, and then they changed their mind. And that's just part of the process with these centralized entities. Though crypto is decentralized in so many ways, there's just so many things that are misunderstood in it. They're all the assets that we have, the Ronin DEX, the treasury in Sky Mavis that holds all of the AXS treasury, right? And some USDC as well. The game itself, all of these things are completely run by Sky Mavis right now. There are some validators outside of the there's 4 of 9 on the Ronin network that are not Sky Mavis specific. There's one that's supposedly a DAO, and 4 very specifically are Sky Mavis run. Sky Mavis, all they have to do is since they have the majority, can do whatever they want in this situation. And guys, I do think there's ways that they could leverage the AXS, the value of AXS, to refund that 600 million. I do think they could take out a loan for that treasury money and use that as collateral for getting back that $600 million. I do think that's a possibility. Selling it all would not make sense. That would completely drop the price. It would make it impossible to recover the 600 million. But from my perspective, guys, there's a lot that Sky Mavis can do and Axie Infinity can do to bolster their market cap, and then be able to use that market cap in order to refund the bridge. So with that, guys, if you're interested, I do want to show you how it's possible as a US citizen like myself who can't personally buy Binance. I've tried it myself. I went to MetaMask. If you try to KYC through Binance, you can't as a US citizen. You can do Binance US, but it's not the same. You can go over to MetaMask and you can try to purchase. You can hit this buy button here. You do have to add BNB to your wallet. So to do that, you go to academy.binance.com, and I'll link this article below. But this is how you connect Binance to your MetaMask. You can go to this buy tab here, but if you do that, you have to KYC. And because you live in the US, you cannot actually KYC through Binance, so you can't purchase the Binance token, and that's what keeps you from being able to run transactions on the Binance Smart Chain. However, if you have trust with your scholars, you could send your scholar, say 200 SLP, and they would be able to send you a bit of Binance. In relation to that, you'd have to negotiate that. You'd have to trust them, obviously, to do the transaction, and obviously there's some leverage there. If they didn't send it to you, could cut them off from being a scholar. These sorts of things. I would definitely be the one sending my assets first. I would give them, maybe a couple of hundred SLP. Definitely going to, they're likely to charge you some sort of surcharge. You'll want to make sure that you have enough for them to not only get a profit, but then to give you a little bit, to use some of the gas on their end to send you the Binance into your Binance wallet. But it's totally possible for you to be able to get some Binance as long as your scholars who are outside of the US give you some send you some into your MetaMask address. And that's easily done. All you have to do is copy your MetaMask address, give that to your scholar, and they can send that there. And then what you want to do after that is then go to multi-chain, or used to be called AnySwap, guys, and you can change, say AXS. You can you can easily send AXS off of the chain. All you have to do, guys, is actually take your MetaMask address and add Ronin to it on the front end, and that will work as a transaction into the Binance chain as well. So after that, you'll want to go to multi-chain, as I said, go to cross-chain router protocol. You'll want to enter the app. Then you'll want to go from the Binance Smart Chain mainnet, and then transact here. So you'll want to go to Ethereum. So from Binance to Ethereum, and that's how you would transact. You'd have to switch your AXS or whatever token you moved off of Axie Infinity. Obviously, you're not going to be able to use the DEX right now. It's still under construction, apparently, which is just so unfortunate. And so you'll have to send AXS or SLP to your Binance wallet via the Ronin to Binance situation there, and then you can go to like PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap. And then on PancakeSwap, you're going to want to go. Oop, that's not the right one. Let's go to swap. So you'll go, AXS here. I understand. Import. Got it. And then you'll want to not go to Cake. You'll want to actually go to USDC. Understand. So that's how you would do it. You'd connect your wallet here, and you would want to have at least a little bit of BNB in your wallet to be able to make that transaction, because it costs some gas. Now, gas prices on the Binance Smart Chain right now are around 35 cents for a general transaction, and that's all it should cost you to transact the swap here. And then you would take that USDC that you have in your Binance wallet on your MetaMask on the Binance Smart Chain, go to multi-chain, make sure that you're going from Binance to Ethereum, and then connect your wallet, and you could send USDC back to your Ethereum mainnet wallet in order to swap it for anything else you want over there, or bring it back into something like Coinbase or Kraken or whatever exchange you want to offload into your bank account. So there is a way, guys, to get any token that you have off of the Ronin chain onto Binance, and then go from Binance into Ethereum and make that all happen. Let me know in the comments what you're doing to cope with the hack that's happened. What if you're bearish, if you're bullish, guys? Are you excited for Origin launch? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. We are giving away 100 SLP for every single video that I upload between now and April 7th when Origin is launched, and I'm just excited to continue to cover this game, guys. This is an amazing opportunity, I think, in the world of crypto to be a part of this up and coming, and really has come, guys. This Axie Infinity has blown away a lot of people's expectations. It's broken records, and I hope we continue to do that. So jump on board. Now's the time. Not financial advice, guys, but I'm putting I have over 10 grand worth of USDC in assets in the Axie Infinity world, and I continue to hold that. I'm not moving stuff off personally. I'm continuing to hold. You can still purchase AXS on Coinbase, which is amazing, and ride some of the waves of price action there. In fact, even since the crash or the So the other day is when, this is when Origin was about to launch. You know, the announcements were coming in late March. We saw a price run up to $73, $74 here, all the way from $48, $46, $45. So a significant change here. What's the percentage difference there? That's incredible. So we had a 64% run up in the price of AXS, and we've only seen a dump of since then with the hack included. We've only seen a dump of 15%, a little bit over, almost 20%, but then it's already come up. Just yesterday, we saw prices all the way up to $45 or $75 again. So if you want to ride this price movement, guys, do a little bit of scalping or some trading on this. I do think we'll continue to see a lot of volatility, especially, and according to my indicators, we are coming down to the point where we might see a reversal in the price again. So wait until we get down to, you know, maybe $60 an AXS, and maybe run it up. Buy some on Coinbase if you want to. And again, not financial advice. It's just what I have done in the past. I've done some scalping, some day trading with the price of AXS in particular, especially against Ethereum. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get more content like this in your YouTube feed, and God bless.